We're going to use this 3D backdrop render, and one is tip how you can select it. What you want to do is a match horizontal line with your original image. So for example, right here we have a model. Let's enable it, and we can see the horizontal line going maybe around her thighs, around here. We can go just slightly up or a little bit down, but that will be safe. So it's kind of position our camera tilting and angle. So if we can match, that will be good. So because if we're going very low, it does not look very real if we have a horizontal line this way. So for example, right here a horizontal line will be just maybe around this area. So let's, as example, we'll take a model, select the layer, just drag and drop. So as we're placing, we can see, okay, if we place somewhere around this area where kind of probably matching right here, her horizontal line should look properly. If we bring her up, obviously you can see horizontal line kind of doesn't match with cameras and she'll look off the place. Or if we take way low, they will also kind of start not matching. So if one thing you want to do is match the horizontal line of the back image with your model. Doesn't matter if it's image, background image is rendering or your photo shoot or other things, as long as you keep it around the same area where the horizontal line was on all images, you will kind of more safe. It's help you also to bring kind of placed in right areas around here. So I think for her, maybe stay around right here will be probably about right place. So we'll place her on the middle, walk between. So let's work right now on our background. And I have two images. One is the original out of the render, and second was as HDRI process. So I save as HDRI 16-bit, run to Photomatix Pro, and just add details. This is too grungy for me. So and this is too plain. So what I want to do is kind of matching between two of them and blend together and add some haziness from other ones and those grungy details from this image. Okay, to do this, I'm going to select my layer 2 and let's call this main background, and we go call this one with your eye back. Okay, we can also go ahead and delete this image. If you want it, you can set your main background. We'll go to layers, new, and we can set as a background layer from this. If you prefer, leave it as a main background image. Okay, so let's go create a mask. Okay, we'll go to fill up with the black so it's all transparent. We'll take our brush. Again, I'm going to use a soft brush, and we can brush in. You can see right here some of those back HDRI. And what I want to do, I want to just add a little bit grunginess. Now let's look some sky right here. We have an effect, bring in. Now maybe leave it a little bit haziness right here where she will be standing. And maybe bring a little bit on the ground around here. So I'm just want add details, and maybe right here we'll bring back a little bit haziness. Because I know she will stay on the middle. So we'll just get behind her. And a little bit more grunge right up front. Again, we'll just prepare very rough. We can go back and modify, but it's give us a good startup. So you can see just slightly right that area. Okay, let's go ahead and next I'll create new layer, and we'll just go this background dodge and burn. So I'm going to fill up with 50% gray, set this to soft light, and again we'll set a brush to black color 10%, and I just want to add some of those darkness areas, kind of like maybe grunge a little bit around. So we'll add some slightly maybe like darker area right here. Let's switch white and add kind of haziness a little bit more. again when she was staying here, so we can just kind of a little bit add almost. She's good here, so she will from the light, and we'll add a little bit more dark around this area. All what we do is just slightly preparing this our backdrop lighting. And again, remember how it says lights may be changed, so we'll for now just leave it this way. We'll modify here afterward. Here's become more fun part. You see this head, it's like all the way in the ground, so we can add some parts around this area, you know, maybe add some blood splashes on those guys. To do this, we're going to use some of the brushes. And here's things, the brushes, you can go online and you can search for like blood splash or other brush or debris you can find. I'm going to use it around collection, and if you're interested, I do recommend for you to going from the DAZ 3D. He have a very large collection for purchase. We probably use some blood, I don't know if blood 2 versions, but I will use some smoke, some additional water debris, and effects, maybe some. So we're going to mix some of these effects, and how I say, you don't necessarily need purchase. If you go online and you just search for the brushes, you can easily find. Personally, I just like this collection. I like with amount of the high quality, like we're going to use these blood brushes probably, you know, so we can utilize some of them and they work very well. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of start adding details right here. Okay, so if you purchase, you have it, for example, brush, it's maybe come with a PNG or PSD. I'm going to use just PNG for purpose of this tutorial. Okay, so let's drop in one. Okay, you can see it is let's go open. So it's PNG, but it still have it no transparency. So let me go ahead, kill that one, and you can see as if you have a PDF, the Photoshop format. So we preserve transparency. It's what I wanted. I'll just go to drop right here. We'll go switch this to several ways. We can do multiply if you want darker. Okay, we can go soft light. It will add kind of a little bit more bloodish, and that's what I want to do. Go transform. So like example right here by the head, I want to add kind of like almost blood splattering. Okay, so we'll go add this area. Next, let's go to edit, transform, and we'll go to distort. So we can add a little bit like splattering. Okay, I don't like this edge around, so let's go see what we have. We have it also overlay mode, multiply mode. So we can find some other effect. I find actually soft light does work a little bit nicer, but we may need it work with a little bit more with the blend mode or add a little bit more on the edges around areas. Again, as we're going to add more and more effects, they will be kind of start blending very well together. Okay, so this is when we add. Okay, let me bring another ones like right here. This another splashes, so we'll go put it overhead around this area. We'll go switch again. Let's go to the soft light. Okay, and you can add all these pieces and just add them as you're going. So for example, nicely kind of going one way. You can also always repeat it, so we can take same. Okay, all what we need to do, just go around, rotate. So let my dot move it, so we can rotate. You can scale. Let's go switch again to the soft light. We'll put maybe somewhere around here. Let's go to edit, distort as well, distortion, or we can use perspective as well. And we can just bring kind of like splatter around this area. Okay, so I'm going to add a lot of this way effects. So I'm going to add some points. You also have said before, if you have it brushes, you can also, let's create a new layer as example. We can go inside and you can use the blood splatter brushes, for example, and we can take these blood splatters and we can just add them additional. One thing with the brushes, and we'll do in a second more, you want to be sure you set to 100% opacity. Okay, let's go set like white example. In this case, when you apply the brush, you can switch to the soft light, and you can see it's kind of coming very nicely. Of course, you can switch. Let's go back to brush tool. Okay, so we can go select our color. Okay, let's go brush. So we can set a little bit as a blood color. Just example. So we go right here. We'll go to set soft light. Control T to scale. So you can see we can add somewhere, maybe right here. I think it will be good. There you go. So we just add additional blood splatter. When you apply blood, for example, let's just take this one, and we'll putting on a body. Sometimes it does not necessarily match very well. So this way, what we want to do, you can spend a little bit more time, but you can go inside and select warp tool, and you can apply with the warp tool. This is one way to do it. A little bit more advanced, and again, this you can use it puppet tool. So let's go ahead and select puppet warp, and you can see now you have it points. So we can say, let's set right here points on top. We'll take other points and we can readjust, and you can see we can positioning them a little bit more. So this is two different ways to do it. If you have it all image, you can warp better, but I think for this one, if we're using just a warp, that will work good, and we can just reposition slightly so it's look a little bit more on a stretching, kind of going with the body right there, kind of following outlines of the ribs. And when we're done, you can see it's kind of a little bit more blend in. Again, a little bit bright, so let's go to soft light. Okay, still be right here bright. Okay, and we can switch to multiply a little bit mode. I think in this case it's look more real. Multiply mode, the same probably with this one. Let's go multiply. Yes, it's look much better. Okay, except again, how I said before, you notice how it is not match, so we need warp around. So let's go to image, transform, warp on this one, and same things. We can bring kind of like closer and bring like it was splatter. A bit splatter around from one point. Okay, let's go to this blood. We'll again go to multiply. Probably it's a little bit better. Let's look darker. Here's things. If we want to apply, we obviously want to create probably mask for this. Okay, let's go to create mask. We'll select our soft tool. Okay, go to the black, and just let's go to erase. Touch up right here and bring back right around those areas, so you can see kind of start blending together. So I think it's for that areas, multiply works slightly better in this case. Okay, we also can maybe add right here. Let's go to edit transform, same distortion on that one. We can go ahead and kind of add a little bit more splatter here. Let's bring just down so we add more details. I'm going to add more details around with the same, with the brushes, or with if I just add more debris and other effect around. Again, this is may take some time if you're playing alone. As long as you add more, you think, oh, I maybe need to add more and more details. So let's go ahead to do that. Okay, so I add a few more around, and just example, you can see right here we have a few more images. Again, you can use a brush in some manipulations, or we was using some image, and just overall add some splashes closer. Don't worry about adding too much on the background, because we'll probably add some smog and some other effect right here up front, so you can see kind of effect that happened. Okay, so let's go ahead. Next, we're going to work a little bit more to introducing some smoke and other effects to this.